Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to continue our design pattern series, and in this video we are going to study about the iterator design pattern. So without wasting any time, let's get started and study. So iterator design pattern provides a way to access the collection elements one by one, or you can say sequentially, without exposing the internal data structure. So we are going to traverse on the collection, or we can say we are going to traverse on a list, but we will not able to understand that, like the customer will not be able to understand that he is seeing the list, or internally like data stored into the format of a graph or data stored in the format of a tree. Customer will not know it. Customer will see the data one by one, and everything will be abstracted. So in the iterator design pattern, we are going to have two functions, next and the has next. So has next function is going to tell the next element is going to exist or not. If the has next function is going to give you true, that it means that and whenever we are going to call the next, there is an element, and whenever the has next function is going to give you the false, so it means that there is going to be no next element. So this is something that we are going to see in our iterator design pattern. Let's move to one example on our blackboard and understand it. So let's say the data is stored into a form of a list right now. Like let's say there is a list, menu item, pizza, nachos and burger, and customer wants to view each and every item step by step. So what we are going to do, we are going to traverse one list. So right now it is pretty simple. The data is stored in the form of a list. Now what is going to happen? So we are going to run one for loop, simple for loop. Okay, for loop, and we are going to print pizza. After that, another value will come. We are going to print nachos. We are going to print burger. Now let's say the menu is going to store in the form of a tree. Let's say we have a veg menu in which we have burger. We are going to have pizza. We are going to have burger. We are going to have veg burger. We are going to have cheeseburger, and we have one non-veg menu in which we have this chicken burger and chicken pizza, and there is one like main menu, and these are the child. Veg menu the child, non-veg menu and the child, and in the veg menu we have the child pizza, burger, veg burger and cheeseburger, something like that. We have a tree like structure. And now if we have to print the data, then what we are going to do, we have to use one DFS or a BFS. In that case, what is going to happen, you will see in the previous one we are using one for loop. Here we are using the DFS, here we are using the BFS, any other way of traversing. Customer should not know all this. Customer doesn't care about BFS, customer doesn't care about the DFS technique of traversing. Customer just wants to see the data one by one. So everything, every this algorithm, for loop, DFS, BFS should be abstracted. That is the first thing. And secondly, like whenever the customer is traversing, there should be one single format of traversal. There, like customer does not want to know that in the DFS we traverse in that way, and BFS there should be something like there should be a queue implementation. Customer don't want to know all this. Okay, he should be just focused on viewing the elements, and the element should become, if there is a next element, should come. Okay, so there should be two functions, has next and next. So in the iterator pattern, what we are going to do, we are going to abstract everything, and we are just going to provide customer with these two functions. Go to the IntelliJ and understand it one by one. So first of all, we'll see the bad code and understand the problems, and then we'll move to the good code, and finally we are going to solve it. So now we are on our IntelliJ. First of all, let's see the bad code. So here the story is going to be same. The customer want to browse the menu. We want to give this has next and next function, but it is a bad code right now. So the menu items are going to be pizza, burger and nachos. Everything is in the form of a list right now. We have to print it. So first of all, we have one menu and customer wants to print it. So what we are going to do, we are just going to run this simple for loop to print it. When I'll go to this menu object, here you will see we have one items list. We are adding the items, and in this get items we are returning this list items, and in the rest row we are simply printing it with the help of this for loop. But customer did not want to know that there is a for loop or something. He should want only these two functions, next and the has next. If there is an element, then with the help of the next just print it. Okay, maybe because there can be a different implementation and we cannot use for loop every single time, because I just give you an example of a BFS and a DFS also, because there can be a tree like structure. Instead of this list, there can be menu of a tree. Now we are going to see the good code. In the good code, what we are going to do, we are first of all again going to make our menu class. In the menu class, we are not going to change anything. Let's go to this menu class. Here you will see we are going to store the items. Okay, there is a list of items, we are adding it when we are making the constructor, and now we are making this new function known as the create iterator, and what we are returning new menu iterator. That is something new. Okay, let's see what is this menu iterator first. So let's go to the rest of class first. First of all, we are making this menu. Okay, that is our menu that is containing all the objects, all that is containing all the list items, and after that we are making this iterator. What is this iterator? The iterator is going to give you a generalized way that is going to give you next and the has next function. So let's go to this interface file, that is the iterator interface. In this iterator interface you will find these two functions, has next and the next. And whenever you go to this menu iterator, that is going to implement this interface. So it means that when it is going to implement, it is going to override these two functions. Whenever I'll go to this menu iterator, here you will see it is implementing this iterator and it is overriding this has next function and the next function. And here you will write your own implementation. For every traversal, you can write your own implementation. And in the restaurant, what is happening? In the restaurant, you are just checking if the hasness function is going to return the true. We are going to keep on printing. We are going to like call this function iterator.next. We are going to print it. And let's go to this menu iterator one more time. In this menu iterator, what is happening? First of all, we are passing this list. We are passing this list items, and index is going to be 0 because this time we are implementing this iterator function. Let's say in the menu item there will be a tree. So the way of implementing this iterator functions, of overriding this function, are going to be different. Maybe the implementation is going to be different, that we are going to see in the advanced version. But here what we are going to, in the hasNext function, what we are doing, we are just checking it is like less than the size right now. Yes, it is. And in the next function we are going to print the item, and after that we are going to do index plus plus. We are going to move our index to the second element. This is our iterator implementation. So I want to tell you one more thing. In the iterator is very commonly used in our collection framework, like when we are using our list, or whenever we are using graphs or something. If we want to iterate on these type of collection frameworks, we are going to use iterator, and there are going to be multiple implementation. I just imported this java.util.iterator. If I go to this definition, you will see this is the iterator, this is our generic classes, and there you will see a boolean has next and a next function that we have just made it here in our iterator as well. Boolean has next and our next. Okay, you can make our custom iterators, or you can use the collection framework iterator. Both are same. Now let's go to this iterator one more time. I just wanted to show you one last thing in the iterator. Let's go to menu iterator, this code, and when I will just click on shift enter, you will see that there are 100 plus uses. Every data structure is going to implement the iterator in a different way. Let's give you one example that I have done into a tree like structure. First of all, this is it. First of all, let's go to this menu iterator, delete this line because it is going to give you an error. Now let's go to the advanced version where we are going to have a tree like structure, but we have to solve the complexity. We don't want to show this tree like complexity to the customer. We are going to hide it with the help of the iterator. Customer is just going to iterate with the help of this has next and the next function. So in the restaurant, again, first of all, I'm just making the menu. So this is something that you can hide it with the help of any other structural design pattern. You can just hide this complexity. Important part is this one. First of all, it means that the menu is going to be ready. So I'm going to make this menu with the help of a tree like structure. So this is the main menu. Again, in the main menu, we have the veg menu and a non-veg menu, burger menu. This is a cheeseburger and a veg burger. Now we are adding. In the veg menu, we are adding this pizza. In the veg menu, we are adding this burger menu. In the veg menu, we are adding this nachos. And after that, what we are doing? In the non-veg menu, we are adding this chicken pizza and the chicken burger. So our main parent is going to be main menu. There are two childs. First one is the veg menu, second one is the non-veg menu. In the non-veg menu, we have nachos, pizza and the burger. And the pizza and the burger, we have again veg burger and we have the non-veg burger. In the non-veg menu, we have the veg pizza and the non-veg pizza. This is our tree-like structure. Customer don't want to know all this. Customer just want to see the printed iteration of it. So what we are going to do, I have just made this implementation, iterator, menu component and iterator. Now I'm passing the menu BFS iterator. Okay, that is something different. Previously I make a normal iterator, but this time again So first of all, this is my iterator. It is taking a next and the has, again it is taking the has next and the next function, but this time I made it generic. Now let's go to this menu BFS iterator. Here you will see the implementation. Now we have again this override function and a next function. It is taking menu component here, and we are implementing the BFS with the help of a queue, because BFS is implemented in the help of the queue. But all this complexity of the iterator is handled by this menu BFS iterator. Whenever you will go to this restaurant class here, the customer will not be able to do. Customer will not be able to understand that we are using the BFS or we are using the for loop. Customer is not knowing all this thing. We hide all the complexity with the help of this BFS iterator this time. So this is all about the iterator design pattern. I hope you understand it. I will push all the code into the GitHub. You can read it once and it will be very easy for you to understand. So thank you for watching me, and we'll meet into the next video and study some another design pattern. And thank you for watching me, and bye bye.